in the past, particularly at the top at Park and places like that. Okay, we're just about ready to go there. I'll let you call the start, mate.
Green flag at the back here, so Lottie says all eyes to the lights, so it'll be clutches in, clicking into first gear there, red lights are on, and away we go then. And pretty much equal start there. Jamie Thomas in the mid-pack there has dropped the run already. Not the best of starts there for the former champion of Jamie Thomas, but it's going to be Daryl Dansky, number 47, on the black Suzuki, who will take the advantage over the 5 of Kieran Smith as he go around Coppice and Charlie's 1 for the first time of asking. But Daryl Dans, who got 2 second places yesterday, a third and a second yesterday, he wants to improve and get that win, but Kieran Smith will be right there with him.
I tell you what, who might be there with him? It could be Tyler Donovan, mate, because Smith has come off at Charlie's looking okay, but Tyler Donovan has managed to pull past him before we get to the end of the straight. So Dance is going to get to Park Curve first, but I think it's going to be Donovan that's going to be pushing him along very hard indeed. Maybe Kieran's taken a gamble with the tyres or something like that. That's the trouble in these conditions. I'll tell you what, Tyler Donovan's got past Daryl Dance on Chris Curve. Blimey, has he? No, he didn't quite make it stick. Yes, he has. Tyler Donovan, I don't know what he's done. Maybe Tyler's taken the gamble with the tyres and he's gone dry and everybody else is wet. I'll tell you what, you're out to the chicane now, and it is going to be Tyler Donovan who is leading. I think Kieran Smith might be down there in 4th place now.
Sorry, Keith got the high side of there out of 4th place. If it wasn't, Kieran Smith is up there in 3rd, but it looks like we've got 2 bikes there, and I think that they are both up and okay. There's a bike on the grass there and a bike in the middle of the circuit as you exit the chicane, so there will be waved yellows at that section of the circuit. But Tyler Donovan, let's not forget, Keith, Tyler Donovan took his first ever race win at Snetterton in tricky conditions, and it seems to be working for him, because he, whenever it sees kind of inclement weather conditions, he always goes well, and that is certainly being backed up now, because he is leading the way as they went in towards Hall Bends. And here they come out of Barn then, and it is number 19 Tyler Donovan, 47 Daryl Dance, and the number 5 of Kieran Smith. So let's have a look then and see who we may have lost. So there goes Clinton Wood, Connor Swire, Ian Ashby, Mark Biswell, James Fern, I'm sure, number 102 James Fern, unfortunately not coming across the line. I'd had my suspicions as to whether that was the blue Suzuki over there at the chicane. And Seamus McGlynn was the man in 4th, Keith. He was the man who high-sided and was out of the race. So Seamus McGlynn high-siding out of the race there. And
poor Seamus.
Bike unfortunately just collected James Fern, who had nowhere to go, and down they went.
Okay, well that's been very quickly cleared up by the marshals down there. I think they've already got the flags away. There's no track contamination with any luck, which is great news. Tyler Donovan though, it's got to be a tyre thing, but hey, you roll the dice in whichever way they lay. At the moment, Tyler Donovan is streaking away with this one. Daryl Dance is probably a second and a half or so back, but he's got Kieran Smith. We're very close into this. Sorry, I'm watching the action behind, which is why I'm wondering. But no, Kieran Smith there in that 3rd place, and he'll be looking to clamber up a place as well, which would be great news for Tyler Donovan in terms of championship, because we came into this round with Donovan in 2nd place, 22 points behind Daryl Dance in the championship. But 3rd place man in the championship, James Fern, he's out of this particular race. But they swapped the places around yesterday. Kieran Smith winning both the races, 2nd and 3rd each for Daryl and Tyler, means they'll be even Stevens. But if Kieran can put one over, that's going to close the gap in the championship. There are still several hundred points, of course, left in this game. Tyler Donovan now comes out of Barn, and that looks like a very dry line coming out of Barn there. Is that right, mate?
Yeah, it's hard to tell from this distance there whether it's dry or just less wet. It's certainly hard to tell, but the times are coming down. It's a 1 minute 43 for Tyler Donovan. Obviously, we're not going to be on the same pace as yesterday, but a 43 compared with the 49s of the first race earlier on today. It's certainly picking up. So Donovan leads the way by 2.5 seconds, and it's Daryl Dance who is 0.3 of a second ahead now.
Oh no, he isn't, mate. Kieran Smith has definitely got him in his sights. They both got good drive, very similar machinery. I think Kieran's going to maybe have a look at Park. It's a little bit hard to tell from this distance, as you know. I'm going to try and pick him up and say pick it up coming out of Park towards Chris Curve. Tyler Donovan well and truly away, but no, the white bike's still in 3rd place. So it's black leading white at this stage. What other battles we got down the track? Who's leading the extremes, mate? How's that looking?
It's Ian Ashby and Mark Biswell are only half a second apart on the circuit there. Sorry, I was just having a look. Jamie Thomas has dropped to the bottom of the timing screen here, so it looks as though he may have gone a 2nd sector. So I guess up towards Hall Bends, towards the hairpin area as well. Here's that battle for 2nd place, and Daryl Dance, Kieran Smith, nothing to separate them once again, but this time it's a battle for 2nd place. because Tyler Donovan, number 19, still leads the way. A bit of a gap back to... Oh, Mark Biswell has just gone straight through the chicane, and he's stopping. So Mark Biswell, who was second in the extremes, fighting with Ian Ashby, is a retirement.
It's very annoying. Some sort of mechanical mechanical problem there for Mark Biswell. Yep, he's clambering up the bank there. He's just become a spectator. He's got a good view of the action, if nothing else, but that's a little consolation prize, really, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right there as Tyler Donovan comes across the line, and he's just been shown that he's got a big gap with the outstretched arms. So 3.6 is the exact gap between Tyler Donovan and Darrell Dance, and Kieran Smith then is marginally quicker than Darrell Dance by a tenth of a second on that lap. Then it's Clinton Wood, Ian Ashby, the first of the extremes, now ahead of Connor Swire on the circuit. Tony Kielty has moved up a position into 7th overall, of course, due to Mark Biswell's retirement.
Tighter line by Smith coming off of Charlie's there, but Dance keeps the power down, and it looks as though Smith is going to move alongside as he did last lap, but Dance seems to have a little bit more there. Maybe it's a gearing thing, maybe it's just the different lines and the way they're feeding the power into the ground. But still an advantage Dance as they went up to the end of the straight. I think that might have changed now. Yeah, it is Kieran Smith now who moves up. I think he's going to be too far back to challenge Tyler Donovan from here. But what's important is in taking 5 points away in the chip challenge. So he's doing Tyler Donovan a huge favour. I don't think Kieran's given up on this championship either. He's a bit of a late joiner, of course. But yeah, he missed the first 2 rounds. However, when he finishes, he generally finishes well. So he could well be in contention. So Connor Swire is definitely going to fall into his clutches, and Clinton Wood's not too far away either. So, yep, I wouldn't be surprised to see Kieran Smith on the podium at the end of the year, and we have the dinner dance in November the 22nd, I think it is, this year at the Motorcycle Museum in Birmingham. Always a great night where we give away a lawful lot of silverware. Well, we don't really give it away, we lend it out, don't we, for temporarily. The Milano gets given for the photos that evening and then gets put back into the Brooklands Museum. So, leader Tyler Donovan over the line once again, and Kieran Smith, is there a difference in the lap times there between Smith and Donovan by much at all, mate? 14 one-thousandths of a second. So, no in real terms. How many laps have we got left, mate?
Well, sorry, we've got 2 laps to go, so they're on an ultimate lap now.
Smith having a long look over his shoulder, just checking where his rival is, and the answer is your rival is a long way back from you. We're worried about the man in front, but I think he's probably too far away to go worrying about either. And this field has certainly spread itself out around the circuit, hasn't it, mate?
Yeah, you're right. I'm just looking on the TSL track in here. So we've got number 19, Tyler Donovan, on his way around Chris Curve now, and some of the tail enders here just coming out of Barnes. So certainly a little bit of a difference there. What's interesting though is a lot of people are doing their personal best on each and every lap then. So Tyler Donovan didn't on that previous time around, but he's still 0.9 of a second. And just as I say that, Tyler goes purple in sector number 1 with a 58.4. So that is the quickest first sector we've seen all race. Into the bottom of the mountain he goes, and Kieran Smith has put quite a bit of distance between him and Darrell Dance now in this race. So over the mountain for your race leader of Tyler Donovan, Kieran Smith, purple in sector number 1, but still 1.1 seconds off of the time of Tyler Donovan.
Well, obviously the track conditions are contributing largely to that difference in pace, of course. And just having a look at the weather again, yeah, hopefully it's not too heavy actually. It looks as though it might be, doesn't seem to be too much red in there. It's yeah, we'll wait and see, but the last lap they move on to now. So Tyler Donovan, he'll be delighted to pick up 25 points. I think he might have gone for a tyre gamble, and it's paid off very nicely indeed.
I mean, on that previous lap it was only 14 one-thousandths of a second, but this time around it was a 42.1 for Donovan and a 43.3 for Kieran Smith. And I think that Kieran Smith is out there on full wet tyres, so I've got the updates there from his brother Corey, so thank you very much, Corey, for the updates.
Cool.
And as I said, it doesn't look as though anyone else has gone for a different tyre either. So all full wets for the majority, if not all, of the guys out on the field, Keith.
Yeah, well, that's the trouble, and you can only look at the track conditions from where you are, really, and kind of hope you get it right. It is very difficult sometimes. I'm really looking up very nicely, and of course, the top of the circuit here, Park and Chris Curve, they're very exposed as well, so they're not getting a lot of shelter, so the wind is going across there, helping dry out a little bit of heat in the circuit there, all causing it to rise very quickly indeed. So if you're going to say to me, what would I go for now? I think, well, Tim Tyler Donovan's answered the question, basically. I wouldn't be surprised to see a very healthy pair of slicks on his bike at the end of this race. I think that could well be the way to go. Checker flag going to come out very shortly indeed.
Yep, Donovan's into the woodland section now. Kieran Smith is just in towards Hallbends. There goes Darrow Dance. And then he was exactly 5 seconds last time around. So this time Tyler Donovan, no purples, no personal bests in this first sector. But he's out of barn now and he will take the checkered flag. So Tyler Donovan, number 19, wins the first of the Thunderbike Ultra and Extreme race. Kieran Smith will be up next. On bike number 5, the Suzuki GSX 1000 K1 for Kieran Smith in second place. So 2 wins and a silver over the course of the weekend so far. There goes Darrow Dance ahead of Ian Ashby, the first of the Extremes, on his Triumph. Next up is Clinton Wood and Connor Swire. That is 4th and 5th position in class. Tony Keelty will be the next man coming out of barn now on the number 115 white and red Suzuki. So just looking up towards barn now, and there he is right on cue. Tony Keelty, that is 6th position and 10 points in this particular race. Next up will be the 2nd and 3rd of the Extremes, and this was a very close battle, and it still is as they come across the line. But it's Darren Colk here who just about pips David Abraham to the line by of a second on that final run to the line. Paul Beasley rounds out the overall top 10 with a 4th position in class.